Say that, brother Diz. What's happening?
What's happening, fool?
What you
I
sipping on
bite
over there,
my
son?
tongue. It's a bad habit. A little old fashioned. Made with it's a certain type of bitters. This old fashioned joint. I think it's called bitter milk. Bitter milk
Bad
is what you
bitters.
bring.
Some bad bitters.
Old fashioned. You know what I mean?
Uh, fair enough.
What you
Fair
got?
enough. Come on now. You've known me a very long time.
Pussy juice.
Imagine that. Imagine that. That's later. Got him. What's up with you, man? Everything cool? Everything copacetic?
Yeah, man. You know, just living and just enough for the city.
Hey, man, it's that time of year. We're gonna get with some folks. You know what I'm talking about? Get with some folks, check them out, say what's up to you. What you got planned for your holiday?
So, supposed to be every year we do Christmas with one family, Thanksgiving with the other, and vice versa. So initially this year, it's supposed to be her year for Thanksgiving, but we was gonna do Friday for her mother. But my son had an injury, had to get surgery, and so now because he can't really go out and about, we probably do something here, but TBD. How about you?
So I am interesting about the holidays, right? Like, if I'm local. My mom's peoples is local. My pops peoples is local. Daniel's peoples don't really do anything Thanksgiving wise. Her pops is no longer local, so it's really me kind of having to navigate. Like, do I do my pops or my mom? And I don't even know what my pops side of the family doing. Like, I ain't got no hits. You know what I'm saying? So I'll probably just be at my auntie house after the turkey bowl. It should be a live situation. I can't wait to sit down. Thanksgiving is rough for me because, and we don't talk about it, but there is a certain anxiety involved with watching your football team. Like when you sitting there and you know what I mean, and we're gonna win and we're gonna play well and worry about my team. Imagine every single Thanksgiving at dinner time your team is playing.
That would, yeah, I could dig it. I could
That
dig
is
it, but for
that is my whole
me,
life.
if my team was playing, I would
Y'all
have to
played
be
before.
more. Once recently, I feel like, and it gives you something. Like, I don't be rooting for the teams that play on Thanksgiving. Like, it's just football is on. It would give us a lot more, investment into the game if my team was playing.
Fair enough. But also, when you sitting there trying to digest this food, you ain't even think about this goddamn food. You sitting there in front of the TV with, you know how you hold the plate, and you with these.
See,
I, like, you know what I'm saying?
You're not a real fat nigga because I'm gonna enjoy that food no matter what.
Nah, that second play to be good. You know what I mean? But that first plate, I'm sitting there watching my boys, and we've lost 3 in a row on Thanksgiving.
See, Thursday night games should be abolished except for Thanksgiving anyway. So
that still leaves us. That still leaves us. It don't change.
Man. Yo, I don't know if this is new to everybody, but it's job new to me. The sandwiches, the Thanksgiving sandwiches. So, and actually, this young lady we know is making egg rolls. So you got these sandwiches that have stuffing and turkey and cranberry sauce, or this girl's making egg rolls with, I believe, sauerkraut, yams, and mac and cheese, dog.
No, thank you.
No?
No, I'm cool.
You're not a food touch person?
I am not a adventurous food person. Like, These are foods that I usually eat on Thanksgiving. Not like that. Like I'm not. You troughing the food at this point. Just pour it in the trough. I'm just gonna slop it out. Nah, I can't.
Some things are good flavors together, like the mac and cheese and the yams together are quite delicious. I made chili, so I had to make. So it's my week to cook, and I didn't want to make something. I want to make something that was
Thanksgiving.
They resembled Thanksgiving, and I wanted to last these 3 days. So
Okay.
I made a big thing of chili and rice and shit, and cornbread, just Jiffy, nothing heavy, some Jiffy cornbread. Actually, I ain't Jiffy. It's a company called Krusty's, and they do like pancake and waffle mix called Krusty's with the K.
Are they black? Are they black on?
I don't know. I doubt
why
it.
Why are you eating it? Why are you eating it? Why are you experimenting with cornbread if it ain't
nigga,
black?
This shit's good.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought you was just being or something.
No. Like, we used to get that waffle and pancake mix. So I didn't see the size of the Jiffy that I wanted.
I was like, Jiffy is 50 cents a box, nigga.
I wanted a bigger box. Fuck it. So I threw that. So speaking about the mixing shit, throw that cornbread on top, that chili on top, that rice, little sour cream, little cheese. That shit busting, nigga.
That's really two flavors. That's the sweet from the cornbread, the salt from the meat. Pause. Everything else is filler.
Yams in the mac.
I like, it's funny enough, the two things I like that touch on a plate is yams and greens.
I'm not mad at you.
Yeah, the yams and the greens, you get a little mixture there because they're a little that everybody most folks put like maybe a little bit of vinegar and some salty type flavors, and they got dang greens, and of course sweet potatoes or candy yams is the sweet, so you get that sweet and that salty. But sometimes for me, I don't know, like I'm like with mac, I'm just a mac guy. I don't want nothing to fool with the mac.
I'm telling you, brother. So all mac, because really the flavor of the mac is in the cheese. You put cheese on shit all the time, right? You put cheese on your burger. True. Try it. I'm just saying, give it a try. Give it a try, my nigga.
Fair enough.
I know
that's the thing. It's the one thing I've been saying all week to folks, man, is Thanksgiving is not the time for your cute experiment for food. Play the hits. Don't you come out here and do that new remix that you did with goddamn Young Metro. If you don't play that DJ Premier, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Temptations better not come out here with a trap beat. Niggas, send them niggas out with Silent Night. Sing it.
Oh, like Ron
on my mind.
Being a gangster. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, don't you come around here on Thanksgiving. Now, if we do, some young folk stuff for game night, get busy. Try some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Short rib egg rolls or something. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get busy. Not on Thanksgiving, champ.
I'm with you.
Too much to think about.
But here's where I'm gonna diverge.
Okay.
On fucking on Christmas, let's do something different. I want
that's
a bird.
Get you some goddamn seafood. Make, you know what I'm saying? We from Maryland. Nigga, make crab, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But Thanksgiving.
My name is Keely.
Oh my God. I'm trying to share this link to the show right here, and volumes. I thought I turned it on.
Yeah. Yo, the worst is, right, with the phone I got now, it's like you can switch between apps, whether it's open or closed, and I be thinking the same app is going to pop up when I open it, or it be at the same button. Sometimes it just don't be.
Nigga, the worst is being on Twitter or some dumb shit and some fucking pornographic images up, and you're like, oh hell no, close it out. Maybe you get a phone call, and then you
open it off 3 hours later.
Oh, what's going on and shit. So, yeah,
imagine you sitting somewhere randomly and this is the screen you scroll, and just the great big, you know what I mean, whatever pop up on it. Listen, I understand. Niggas be wild.
I would like you to a great big what?
Screen.
Oh, all right.
What do you think I said?
You said a great big something, but you didn't describe what you was talking about.
I said a great big, like if I'm sitting there on the phone and I got a great big screen like this, and niggas, you know what I mean? Somebody walk by like, oh, what you doing? Yeah, you can't. I can't scroll Twitter in public. I cannot.
Gotcha. My bad. And you know what's so funny? I'm trying to share the shit. Forgot this is a pre-record.
Ha! We not here, nigga. We are somewhere enjoying our life right now. You know what I mean? Happy Friday. Happy Black Friday.
You niggas already ate Thanksgiving.
Yeah, whole time. I hope y'all niggas got the TV that you wanted last year or this year or whatever. Why y'all niggas keep wanting TVs?
Yo, I think we talk about this. It was 7 years now we've been doing this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Still haven't sat out there in that cold ass weather for nothing. I'm not going and I'm not getting up and leaving this fucking dinner. I mean drinking, probably smoke a cigar, and going shopping. I'm not doing that. That shit is stupid.
I've done it. But I've done it. I've done it when I had the inside track. The best Black Friday ever was my first Black Friday. It's got to be about 15 years at this point. 15 years ago. I've been on my job about 15 years, and it was my first holiday away from working at Circuit City, right? And I still had a bunch of friends there. So it was like, oh yeah, come on in. You know what I'm saying? So I go in with the niggas walking in. So whatever crazy, I think I got like a TV and like, was it not an MP3 player, maybe like a little media player, some games or whatever. But it was like I went like boink, 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 and then you know what I mean? I put everything in my car. We was back home by 6 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't I'm out there fighting that line and nah. Them niggas. Listen, that line can get very. I used to work because I used to run like the music, movies, and games department, right? I used to work what's called the split on a Black Friday. You know what I mean? So shout out to working the split. And
shout out to working the split.
Exactly. I go in at 3:30. I work 6 hours. I go home, go to sleep, wake up, close the store, go back to the store and close it. So Black Fridays used to suck 15 years ago, which is why I have not worked a Black Friday since I left, like ever. Like in the last 15 years, I've always been off. That's so one day.
Is this current job that you have, are they open on that Friday?
Absolutely.
And you take off every time?
Every single year. 2 days I won't work is my birthday and Black Friday.
I work both, and you know what? In the industry that I'm in, or have been in the recent years, it'd be quiet. I like them days because you get a bunch of work done. It's quiet. You know what I'm saying? So for me, Christmas Eve, yeah, I'll work 8 hours on Christmas Eve. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go home and put shit together at 3 o'clock in the morning anyway, so fuck it. I might as well go to work.
See, for me, it's about getting up that day after. You know what I'm saying? Getting up and going to wherever I have to go. As far as work, man, especially I done sat there and tried to drink whiskey with my uncles. You know what I'm saying? I'm showing up to work like this.
Hey, nigga. Fucking going that bitch, be hungover and chilling. You know what I'm saying?
No, I can't chill too much. I'm going to sleep. Get far.
Believe me, them white bosses ain't in there.
Fair enough. They be home like me.
Mm-hmm.
Real life, man. Hey, man, we might as well go ahead and get right, man. Let's get with it, man. Let's start the show.
All right now.
Yeah, it's the Where's Buffy podcast where we're built for comfort
and not for speed. You all going out in the weather, standing in line, old Best Buy times, wait, getting trampled for a baby alive, Furby ass, TV nigga, big back TV, buying
Oof.
bitch.
Hey, man.
Niggas need to get them big flat carts.
Yo,
big back TVs.
big bags. They were like, "Oh no, that's fine. You can lay it down. It's fine." What kind of car you got? I got a niggas will pull up with some bull. Listen, niggas will buy a 72-inch TV. Talking about I got a Nissan Versa. You got a what?
Hey,
all right.
What is it about certain ethnic groups who will tie anything to the top of that car? And I get it. You got to get it home. But these niggas don't never have it tied securely. You be on 95, the motherfucker matches. You know what I'm saying? Nigga.
They hot.
Liberty Road, this dude, shit just all on the road. I don't get that. They gotta get home.
Know, champ. Listen, I can't. I have no idea.
Nigga, I see Final Destination anytime I get behind a truck with a bunch of ladders, but not a work truck. You know, it don't have nothing on the side, no MHIC, nothing on the side. This is a Ranger. You know what I'm saying? Some little 2-wheel drive truck with mad ladders on and this shit. Like, I know these bitches gonna fall, dog.
Huh?
You know these bitches gonna fall, man.
Yeah, I definitely sit there. I'm anything that come up off of it, I'm looking to get around that joint.
I just get from behind them.
Whole time. Hey, listen, I am IlFam79, your social media choice, aka the Anderson Podcast, aka Captain Bro Albano, Blue Diamond Phillips, Sticky the Dragon, Steamboat, Pod, God's favorite podcast, the Potty Pipe, and the podcast Chew Bubblegum, and I'm fresh out of Dentine Ice, the Senior Love Daddy, a WFAM, where family always matters, and my tag team partner.
It's your boy Fat Boy Diz, aka Dizzy from B-More, aka Diz DeJourno, the most finger wavy. This is not the DeJourno, it's the penis. Johnny Cochran, the glove don't fit, I will not hit. I'm not a normal nigga. I smoke cigars, I use rubbers, and I really don't be paying attention to these award shows. They don't really matter.
Nigga, I forgot all about it. It was American Music Awards, huh?
I was on my Baltimore Crown.
So
would Prince say controversy?
So a buddy of mine was nominated, right? A
Okay.
couple of my buddies were nominated, but a buddy of mine that I've known for over 25 years was nominated for like a category. My man Corey. He was nominated for a category of like just folks that are moving and shaking the community. It was like a nondescript award. I'm gonna nominate for an award. Go vote for me. Wow. I go to this website. My nigga, when I tell you after each award, they ask you to vote on these people, and then there is a box that says, why should your vote count? That is the most infuriating thing I've ever seen on a goddamn, like, why would you, nigga, don't send this to me. I shouldn't have access if you have to question why my vote should count. You know what I'm saying?
I remember doing that because a few years ago, a friend of the show, I think maybe it was Neffy or could have been anybody, maybe it was Social Loners and them, somebody that I wanted to vote for, Greenspan, somebody.
Shut
and
up.
they was doing that shit. So what I just started doing was copying
Copy and pasting the same.
just pasting it. But that is, and you have to fill it out in order to submit the vote. I did not like that either. I think that
Real quick, while we sitting here, let me tell it like this. The reason why my vote matters is I've been covering things in and outside of Baltimore for 7 years. My brother Diz has been covering things inside and outside of Baltimore for over 7 years. So don't give us access to your survey if you are going to question my validity. It is disrespectful, it is infuriating, and I didn't care for it. I'm sorry.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you, man. Like I don't think you should be made to do that. I don't like awards, to be honest. And there's no disrespect to anybody, because I got a friend of the show, a buddy of ours, that had a similar thing. You go and vote. Mm-hmm. I don't want to have to vote. I don't think it should be a popularity contest, because it's gonna be the person that's the most popular. I would rather it be a panel of respected
voices,
right? And that way if you have a person who's running it and they pick those people, but the mindset that I can't just pick a bunch of people like me. I gotta pick the people from this scene and the people from over here and over here. And you had that panel, and then y'all come together and y'all vote on these people. I would like that. And hopefully we can make that change ourselves, man. But
yeah, man, be the change at this point. Be the change, because we've seen the same.
Right. And I don't think that everybody in the town, I don't feel like these shows skew too much to one side. They skew too much to the overly artsy, or skew too much to the trap, or skew too much. You know what I mean? I would like to see all sides of the town represented in the list or the shows.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what happens with these things, is there is a clique or a certain group of artists that are in one place that kind of moves and shakes together, and it'll be a whole separate, you know what I'm saying, set of creators and folks. And a lot of times folks don't even know each other, right? So
exactly.
Yeah, I am definitely a proponent of maybe centralizing it and giving it a committee. You know what I mean? A board, a committee, whatever you would like to call it. But yeah, man, because if not, you just having the popularity contest.
Exactly. Pretty much. So,
hey, man, it's one of them weeks, bro. One of the mainstays, one of the staples of this podcast. It is a Diz on Sports Week. Buffy Sports. I don't know if we've figured out exactly what we call in these things. I know we haven't figured out what we've called any of these things yet, other than at Where's Buffy on all social media. But
right.
You know what I mean? It's that time. It's that time, man. We gonna get into it today. What you got? How do you usually start these?
I usually say, "Welcome to Diz on Sports." Welcome to Sports in the Buff, aka Diz on Sports, aka the not so skinny on sports, a stripped down version of our normal sports segment. But this is kind of like a sports centric pod today. So I don't know if it's so stripped down, but we appreciate y'all being here. Hey, if you're tuning in, make sure you're liking
that we're not stripping stuff.
Well, some of you ladies, I know you're missing out. Listen, like, subscribe, ring the bell for the notifications on YouTube, man. Make sure ring that bell. So man, we're gonna get into some headlines, man. First of all, let's get into some of the sad shit. University of Virginia players were shot by a former teammate coming back from a field trip, man. Rest in peace to the three fellas that lost their lives. UVA was hit by another mass shooting. Was that 2015?
That the Asian guy that wilded out there, right?
Yeah, man. So, man, gun violence.
American is apple pie.
Yeah, it is. So, but rest in peace, man. We hate to report shit like that. Bill Russell passed away this year earlier. His number will be retired across the NBA. So no more. I think his number 6. So they're retiring Bill Russell's number.
The great thing about Bill Russell, is he was one of the first niggas I remember that wasn't embarrassed. He was the Eric Dickerson kind of nigga that was like, yo, they about to break your record. You want to break it? He was like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a straight shooter, man. I always appreciated that nigga for that, man. I didn't, of course, get to see him play. I ain't old enough for that.
I don't even know. I feel like his highlights aren't ones that they always show. You always see the Wilt highlights. You always see the Pistol Pete highlights. You try some other old guy. You always see Havlicek steal the ball, and you know what I mean. But you don't see the Bill Russell highlights like that, man. I don't know if they just don't exist or what, but one of the greats. A Spurs player by the name of Primo, no relation to the great DJ, was flashing his psychiatrist.
He's working some things out.
Yeah, like he really was trying to get some things off his mind.
I got laying on the couch and I thought I was comfortable.
She apparently was telling the team that he was doing this, and no action was taken.
Wow.
I think she's suing the Spurs now. So,
she about to be right. Congratulations.
Dusty Baker and the Houston Astros beat the Philadelphia Phillies for the World Series title. Shout out to Dusty Baker.
I hate Philadelphia. I hate Eagles. I hate Eagle fans. They are not nice people, with the exception of Brother Kill and my man Stat guy Greg. Niggas in Philly, I don't mess with. I was happy to see the Phillies lose. I was kind of happy to see Houston as full on, to use the wrestling term, heels win the championship, and byproduct is Dusty Baker gets one. His first one, man. Salute.
He deserves it. He definitely deserves it. I'm happy that Houston on the way to this championship beat the fucking Yankees. So
after the Yankees as well. So funny story, really quick, football. I'm in Vegas a few weeks ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And West Coast, I believe I'm out on the West Coast, and I'm not used to the Thursday night game being this early, and we're all on Fremont Street chilling and having a good time. The goddamn fans in the bar are all, I don't know if were y'all playing Tom Brady? Was it Tampa y'all played recently? Like maybe
we played him a couple games ago. Yeah.
On Thursday night, I believe.
Yeah.
They're all in there. Yeah. Turns me into a Raven fan. So I'm in there. I'm like, yes. Wait, I don't care.
Right.
But I hated them niggas in the ball because I felt like they was rooting against Lamar Jackson because he was black. That's what I felt. So
it's a reach, but I'm with it.
I was on vacation. Maybe I had been drinking since early. If you ever go to Vegas, go to the Cirque. Listen, everybody tells you about Vegas. You go do this and dispensary, casino, blah blah blah. You are a professional sports fan. Go to the Circa Sports Book. My nigga, when I tell you it's like watching football games at the movies with a bar. It's one of the most amazing things I've ever witnessed, man. Please do that.
I'm looking forward to going out to Vegas sometime in 23. So I'll definitely take you. I'll spin the bin and come back around and get that advice again, man.
My man.
Let's see. Here's some shit that I don't give a fuck about. The World Cup started.
US tied 1-1, or was it 2-2 yesterday?
It was 1-1. I actually was. That's funny. I actually was part of that game, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna win. And then it's like, oh, US disappointingly tied. I was like, you motherfuckers. Because in soccer, like a tie is like because you get 2 points for winning or something, and 1 point for tying, and Your ties aren't good, especially with a team seeded as low as we are. So, but there's a whole bunch of kids on that team. So go USA, nigga. I don't give a fuck about soccer. The NBA and NCAA has started basketball seasons. Have started up. Exciting.
Really quick, I don't know you probably didn't have this on the doc, but
go ahead.
Shout out to Hendon Hooker for an amazing college career.
That
man went down. Winner. I'm sad because them niggas was getting busy.
Man, they got their ass whipped by Georgia.
They did.
But that just shows you that Georgia lost all them defensive niggas and said, "Oh no, we got these other niggas too." What y'all thought?
Yeah, it's Georgia. Yeah, it's Georgia.
Hendon Hooker's a bad motherfucker. If he don't win the Heisman, there's somebody got some splaining to do.
Hey, Jerry, go get Jalen Hyatt if he's available. Go on.
I don't even know who that is. Oh, the receiver?
Number 11, yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be able to wear number 11, FYI. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, fuck him. Kyrie and the Jews.
Dave Chappelle said you can't. The two words you can't say together.
The Jews. Yeah. You know what? There's what's the other comedian that's really is it Bill Burr?
Bill Burr's very funny.
You can't say a curse word and then the race. You gotta
right. Yeah. Yes, that's Bill Burr. Yes.
Right. You can say Asian motherfucker, but you can't say this motherfucking Asian. Like, it's just the way you say this shit, man. But if you don't know, Kyrie Irving, he shared a Hebrew Israelite, I believe, movie or some type of movie that basically said that black people are the real Hebrews and
sons of Judah.
Yeah, and I have not seen the movie.
Hebrews, I can't comment. Is it Negroes, the Hebrews, the Negroes, one of them?
Something like that. I haven't seen it. I don't know.
Are you gonna watch it?
Nah, I don't care to watch it. I don't care.
Definitely cool. I'm not. Listen, the niggas that be down Lexington Market dressed like superheroes on Saturday mornings.
Right.
They have a very specific shout out. Them niggas showed out for brother Kyrie.
They did. They did.
This is really difficult for me. Because in what way? Before all this happened, I hated Kyrie Irving. I hated him. He was ridiculous. He said a lot of BS. He was always a jerk about it. It's hard to be supportive of someone like that. Someone who consistently pokes the bear and you don't support anything they've ever said. You know what I'm saying? Last time I rooted for Kyrie Irving, it was because he was wearing a Duke Blue Devil uniform.
Okay.
That was, you know what I'm saying? I never cared and flat earth and stuff and like I actively rooted against Kyrie Irving on the basketball court. So you get in a situation like this and you make a decision to do something. I mean, it's I'll say somewhat questionable. I don't know how really to call what he did, right? But either way, you see a guy do something like that, and I know that if I go to my job, right, the head of my agency is a woman.
Okay.
Going into my job and if I had a public, like if I was part of the media relations office that my job has, I work that part of the job and I'm like a front-facing member of this job, and then I post some anti-woman stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if my job came down on me. Should they be able to do it? Probably not, because it's my personal time. But I made a decision.
So I'm assuming you're talking about Silver at this point, right? Because he's definitely a Jewish man.
Or the last commissioner that was obviously Jewish.
Or he's gone. But the
What
punishment.
No. Punishment is terrible. The punishment is them flexing.
The punishment Saad did that. The owner of Alibaba, who is not a Jewish man. He did that. The punishment is trash.
Yeah. No, absolutely terrible.
My thing is that okay, using your example with the woman, and if you share a link of something, and I'm gonna tell you what I believe after this. If I share a link of something, and it's like, all women are evil, but there's other parts to that movie. I don't think that you should be. You might only agree with a part of that movie. I think that he believes that the true Jews are black people. Because some people really believe that. There's a part of that movie where it's like, and the Holocaust didn't happen. It did, but I don't believe that these people who call themselves Jews are the descendants of Jesus and his people. You know what I mean? And that's okay. And so. But you made a great point. He's not. I don't want to say intelligent enough, but that's the only word I can think of. He's not intelligent enough to say, "Hey guys, I agree with this part, and not necessarily that part." I don't know what he believes in, but I feel like that's why he's shared.
That's the problem, right? And I don't think it's an intelligent thing. I think it's an arrogance thing. He's always had this. I know better than all of you niggers.
I got you. Yeah.
So you want the black people to come help you now? Like I just, for me, I do have a problem with that. And I know I can't 100% speak. I know it's ridiculous to have a list of things for him to do. That's ridiculous. I also know that's a power flex, and we all know what that is. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something, man. So everybody talk about. I do not believe there's this large Jewish conspiracy.
Okay.
Are Jewish people very prevalent in Hollywood? Yes. They own a bunch.
Also, Asian people own a lot of Chinese restaurants.
You helping me make my point. Same with the they own a lot of the places we rented from, especially in Baltimore. Black people, right? Black people. I don't believe that there's a Jewish conspiracy. It's what I do believe. They are Jewish, but they are white, and white people don't like niggas. And so, is there a conspiracy for them to say we don't treat them like this? No, but attitudes of white people toward black people are a certain way, and so it comes off as a conspiracy, but they just don't like us, and that's really what it is, yo. Like they have no respect for us, black people, so then they make movies with all black suffering. They don't show black people, so that's what it is. It's not, but I don't think it's a huge like. I don't think people get together in the room like, let's show niggas doing these things. I don't think it's that. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta get out of that mindset. And they just so happen to be a lot of them are in these positions of power. That's my opinion. I don't think I can get canceled for that.
I think us as black people are haunted by the ghost of COINTELPRO, which is the conspiracy that I am sure happened, right? There are a million conspiracy theories. COINTELPRO is real, right?
Redlining is real.
Yes.
Subprime lending is real. There's a lot of stuff that's real.
Well, I don't even think those are conspiracy theories.
Oh,
I think those are just practices that are
nigga hating policies.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, listen, wear your hat to the front, no baggy jeans, no white tees. Like, you know what I'm saying? Those are just the regular day-to-day. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. but like I think a lot of times niggas are validated with like your Tuskegees and your situations where historically we were maligned and even more so tested with and all these things happen to us. So we like, oh, everything is a conspiracy at this point. You know what I mean? The man is there to get us. But I don't know if there's always the man sitting on high being like, stop these niggers.
Right.
However, I think there is a systemic history of certain groups running certain things.
Yeah.
And if you touch them, they will tell you that we run these certain things. I believe before our show gets too heavy with dirt, that we should probably move on to the next topic.
I'm with that. Okay. This month in sports history, Frank Robinson in 1966, Baltimore Orioles outfielder, selected as AL MVP, and he was the first player to win it in both leagues, AL and NL. In 1961, the PGA eliminated the Caucasians only rule. It only took another 40 years for Tiger Woods to come up and whoop everyone's ass.
Tiger Woods, y'all.
1969. Say it again.
Tiger Woods, y'all.
Tiger Woods, y'all. Brazilian soccer icon Pele scored his 1,000th goal.
He never had a hairline doing it. He had the most disrespectful head of hair I've ever seen in my life, but he was an amazing soccer player. Football.
Football.
Yeah.
Hey, football. Hey, man, and that's going to bring us into our shooting the five. Hashtag shoot the five at Wiz Buffy on everything. WizBuffy.com, at Wiz Buffy on Twitter, at Wiz Buffy on Instagram, Wiz Buffy and Wiz Buffy podcast topic discussion group.
Go. How them niggas be hitting it when they score the goal. Oh, that nigga get busy. That's the one nigga. That's one nigga that be hitting that joint. He be like, if you smell,
you go with it.
Nigga think he the right.
Hey man, this week shooting the five, top five. First of all, let me give y'all the background on this, y'all. Okay. SEC Network has a panel or a show with four guys, two former NFL players, one being Takeo Spikes, the world's largest neck, and Benjamin Watson, who actually played for New Orleans and played for the Ravens for a brief period there. All these guys two of the white guys. All these people, except for Ben Watson, had on dark blue suits. White guy one says, hey, you didn't get the memo. You look like you're in an Easter suit. Ben Watson tries to brush it off and holds up his phone and says, hey, as long as my wife texts me that I look good, I don't care. White man one response is, that's not what she texted me.
Ha ha! He must not understand.
Cut to commercial, come back. Only to kill speaking white man. Spikes and white man 2 is on the set. Benjamin Watson then comes onto the set, ruffled and putting on his suit jacket. I think he beat that other guy up.
He came with these.
Yeah. They said, did you Will Smith him or something? What did he ask him? Oh, did you tell him to keep your wife's name out of his mouth?
That's
so
amazing.
With that trending and let me say something, yo. That's one thing that me and my friends don't do. I even joke with you. I joke about I'm your mom, right? And I say it on this platform. I don't fuck around with the wives though.
But my wife is your cousin, so it really doesn't.
Yes, true. But I don't.
But no, that is not something I mess around with either.
Wives are off limits.
Yeah, listen. I have seen. Listen, all right. Not to get too deep.
Now go ahead. Talk to him.
When niggas make that decision, right? Cut off the hoes, not mess with no chicks. I've made this decision. It's seen as something somewhat against the man's nature. Is you know what I mean? And some niggas still, as married men, have trouble rationalizing being with one woman, right? And so if anyone tests it, it's like testing their loyalty. Some niggas just don't care and they still just do what they do. Other niggas are adamant, like, nigga, don't you talk about this woman I broke myself for. You know what I'm saying? So, nigga, don't you dare talk about this lady. You can't talk about her at all.
Right.
Don't you mention her name, nigga, I'll kill you.
Mm.
And that is the nature of niggas.
I don't know, yo. Like, it's just like I shared some shit on Facebook, and I don't want to get too far off topic, but it's a podcast. Fuck it. I shared some shit on Facebook where the guy was like, this guy kept asking him, yo, don't my girl look good? Don't you think she look good? And the guy like, brother, once you introduce her, she's pretty, but once you introduce this girl to me as your I'm trying to think how he said it to be eloquent. But basically, this is your main thing. To me, she's no longer. I don't look at her like that no more. It's something inside of me that
switches off.
You know what I'm saying? Because you my man, and that's your lady, and that's why
that's
I'm like,
a part of you.
Wives off.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So the reason that this UT5 came up, top 5 sportcasting duos, because we're going the opposite of that fuck shit.
Yeah.
Like these niggas obviously they took a picture like they friends, and the guy put hashtag friendship, and then Ben Watson was like, until you publicly apologize to my wife, it's not over. So anyway,
that's a fact.
Ill fam, I am don't you these cut waters have a lot of bubbles. Top 5 sportcasting duos. Doesn't matter, NFL, NBA, anything. Top 5 sportcasting duos. Broadcast.
All right. As I set it off, number 5, Calvin Brodus and whoever. If you saw Snoop calling Nate Robinson getting knocked smooth out, it don't matter who he with. Snoop is the most entertaining commentator I've ever seen in the sport of boxing. However, my number 4 is actually the team that I grew up with, and that sounds like boxing to me, which we don't hear anymore, is Larry Merchant, Jim Lampley, and either George Foreman or Roy Jones, whoever. But like Larry Merchant and Jim Lampley sound like boxing to me.
Or the black trainer. I can't think of his name right now.
Emmanuel Stewart.
Emmanuel was with them too. Okay.
Yes. Yo, when yes. Emmanuel Stewart was very, very good out there, man. And he brought that knowledge. The one team that I feel like should be on any list like this is John Madden and Pat Summerall. Like that pairing sounds like football. It does, like, you know what I'm saying? It defines what football sounds like to me. They did it for forever, and hopefully, I guess Aikman and Buck are supposed to be that new thing. But for me, those guys sound like football. And the other two, man, good old JR and the King. You know what I'm saying? Jerry
I was
Lawler,
going to go there, but I'm like, that's not my thing. That's your lane. That's what I was going to go there.
I appreciate that. Yeah. But yeah, man, good old JR and the King going back and forth. One guy's a good guy, one, you know what I'm saying? One guy's for the bad guys. Very funny. You got puppies and all that old wild, you know what I'm saying? What defined the Attitude Era. But actually, the team that I grew up with watching pro wrestling every week was Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Bobby, okay. Let's say Jesse, but okay.
Yeah, no. It was Monsoon and Heenan.
Mm-hmm.
Heenan was special. He could do the commentary. He could do the bad guy thing. He could do everything. He was necessary. He was one of the most pro wrestling things ever existed. He can do it all, man. He was a legend, man. So yeah, man, that's what I got, man. That's my list.
So I hate you, but I'm gonna get into my list anyway.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go in no particular order. I got Summerall and Madden. I mean, come on, boom, gotta have them. But I also have Madden and Michaels. Rest in peace, Pat Summerall. When he passed, him and Al Michaels, great football games. Yeah. I also have Jim Lampley and fucking Larry Merchant. So okay, great minds.
Yeah.
Here's where we might differ a little bit, and I'm glad I didn't. Like I said, I'm glad I didn't go with Jerry the King and Jr. I have Marv Albert and the Czar, Mike Fratello, the Czar the Telestrator.
I couldn't think of Mike Fratello's name. Yes,
Czar the Telestrator. Yes.
Yeah.
And then I have,
even though that nigga was biting booties.
What? Oh boy, yeah. He took his teeth out of his mouth and touched it with it.
Outstanding. That's very funny.
Yo, and number one to me, maybe people going to disagree with me. Jay Soul wouldn't. Shout out to my man Jay Soul. Kenny, Ernie, Shaq, and Charles, yo. They are great. That's a great fucking combination, yo. I love that combination of people, man.
Can I push back a bit?
What you mean?
They call it games?
I didn't say it was called games. I said sport. I said broadcasting teams.
Okay. No. The broadcasting teams, they're amazing. The Fox football team sucks.
Fox.
The Fox, the old niggas, Terry Bradshaw and James Brown, and they're terrible. Or I'm sorry, Kurt Menefee. Or is Menefee on CBS?
Yeah, James Brown is CBS. James Brown, Terry, Coach
Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson, Howie Long.
Fox.
I thought they was off. That's
no.
Sir,
so okay.
Howie,
so CBS is the Cower.
Yes.
Esiason.
Yes.
JB.
Yes.
And the young boy that's on Good Morning America, I think now. Can't believe it. With the little glasses in the box. He was a receiver. Damn, I can't think his name right now.
But like Fox is Howie Long and Jimmy Johnson and Terry
Bradshaw
and
Kurt Menefee.
The fake James Brown.
They're
terrible. They're terrible.
And then sometimes they bring on Jay Glazer, and I can't stand him either.
I like the old school when there was still Marshall Faulk over NFL Network, where it was Mike. First of all, Mike funny anywhere.
Mike Irving?
Yes. When that nigga, did you see what he said? My CTE was acting up. He did.
That's not funny. What's that? The fuck?
What was he on? I think he was on the pivot.
Hey man, if y'all are listening to this on Spotify or whatever, you gotta look at it on YouTube to see what this nigga just did, because that's not
Mike did. That's what Mike did.
That nigga's not funny.
I was like, oh my gosh, Mike.
And that ain't the
sound like a
CT acting up.
That's Kennedy Drive.
That ain't CT's acting up. That's your DTs, nigga. That's your lack of heroin.
I don't think you can get. He was on coke. Ain't no bad withdrawal.
I mean, but cocaine uses drink too and smoke fugs and shit.
I don't think Mike smoked no fugs.
I bet you he smoked fugs. If I was in Vegas and I was
think
walking,
he might have smoked a joint. He had smoked some weed before he smoked a fug.
I bet
he ran for a living. Mike don't look like a fug smoker. I know
how
fug
many niggas in them times was smoking fugs and shit, man.
Wideouts? Nah, I ain't going. Running backs and wideouts probably wasn't a fug smoker.
Basketball players, all of it. Excuse me.
Oh no, I'm not trying to defend Mike as like some guy. I think no, I'm sorry. I know the nigga was a cocaine head. I know the nigga smoked reefer. I just wouldn't guess Mike was a cigarette smoker.
I'm not saying that I absolutely know or believe it.
Right.
However, if I was to go to Vegas and I'm happen to be walking by and I see a tall, dark-skinned brother smoking a fug, and I say, "Oh shit, it's Michael Irvin," I wouldn't be like, "Ugh, Michael Irvin smoking a cigarette." I'd be like, "It's Michael Irvin and he's smoking a cigarette." You know what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't shock me.
It would absolutely shock me. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
I ain't mad at you. Hey man, hashtag shoot the fire, ST5, man. Hey, go online and tell us what you think. Y'all ain't, matter of fact, if you're watching YouTube, put your fire in the comments.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey man, add us, shit. Add us, man. Hey man, we're gonna end the show with the NFL. NFL is king. Football is king, man, and not soccer. American football. Yeah. It's the midpoint, man. First, tell me about your Dallas Cowboys, man. How you feeling about them?
Right. It's wild, man, because Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, we lost to Green Bay 2 weeks ago. Green Bay, they played terrible the entire season. I don't care that it was in overtime and it was close and blah, blah, blah. We blew a 14-point lead at the end of the game because our offensive coordinator didn't want to run the ball. Anyway, that being said, watching our football team this past week for the first time put together all three phases of the game without killing ourselves with penalties, and we looked like we could beat Russia. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm confident, but I know that we're always one game away from having that game.
Word.
So one part of the ball comes flat. But all right, so the thing with our football team is, I'll tell you, I can tell you about the Dallas Cowboys more than I can tell you about any other football team. If you give us a lead, you're not going to beat us. If we know you have to pass the ball, you're not going to beat us. Now, if you get a lead and you start to run the ball, you can run that lead up. We have some run issues. But if you give us a lead, you let us score first, and we got all sorts of weapons on offense. So if you let us score first, you're in trouble. If you score first, you got a chance.
Okay. With the Ravens, man, of course, a motherfucker say, "Oh, you could be such and no." Yeah, but you could be and such and such. So, I don't like to play the woulda, shoulda, coulda game, but everybody talks about the blown double-digit leads by the Raiders. Ravens have won all of their games or have had double-digit leads in every single game this season. That's not an exaggeration. They've had double-digit leads at one point in every single game this season. The addition of Roquan Smith, it makes Patrick Queen look like a superstar out that bitch. Roquan looks good. It helps out the secondary. Lamar's missing some wide open people, and we sit at what I think it's like 7-3, something like that. We'll get to the playoffs. We'll probably lose in the first round, but so far, I'm just going to enjoy the ride until we get there. And so, okay, we're at the NFL midpoint, man. What team stands out to you as surprisingly good?
Tennessee?
For me, I'm going to go, it's two teams. I don't want to give both, but Philly and Minnesota are both like, okay. Go ahead.
Have you watched Philly?
I have. What?
They're not that good. Philly.
I also watched the Ravens, so
I'll say this: Philly has put together a good deal of wins. They win the game. They won the games they're supposed to win. I always, because I of course I know a bunch of Philly fans. I'm like, Philly has a great record.
Mm-hmm.
Philly beat us, and it wasn't close.
Okay.
What would you call of this season? What would you call Philly's signature win this season?
That's to be fair, I'm not following them like that.
So, okay. Let me. I'll pull it up real quick just to run down the teams they've beaten. They beat the Lions.
Okay.
They also beat the Vikings.
Okay.
They beat Carson Wentz in Washington. They beat the Jags. They beat the Cards without Hopkins. They beat us with Cooper Rush. They beat Pittsburgh. They struggled but beat the Texans. They lost to the Redskins and struggled and beat the Colts this week. What's the win there that you're like?
The best win is the Vikings, but I don't believe in the Vikings. And it's not because I don't believe in the Vikings. I don't believe in Captain Kurt. I
believe in Justin Jefferson.
Shit. That boy is bad, yo. Dalvin Cook be looking good. Well, he kind of inconsistent, but when he's good, he's really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, can I say something, yo? Kirk can throw the fucking football. It's this. He be like, you know what? He's open. Pick. But I've seen him make some pretty throws. I also seen Justin Jefferson say, nigga, give me that shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey y'all look in the stats and see how Justin Jefferson did this past week. I'm just saying.
It's mad. Fantasy's crazy.
Listen, nigga, fantasy. Nigga, I left. God dang, I think I had y'all. I have in fantasy. I have our defense and y'all defense.
Okay.
I also have our kicker and your kicker.
You have two kickers?
Yeah, for bye weeks.
Okay.
Nigga, when I tell you Maher kicked 260 yarders, nigga, I had 22 points on my bench from a kicker because I started Tucker.
22 points for a kicker. That's insane. Yeah, I'm not doing well at fantasy, and I don't want to talk about it.
Who are you putting in the if you had to pick the NFC and AFC championship games right now, who would you put there?
AFC, and I was gonna say my favorite is Patty Mahomes and them, yo. Like, I don't care how bad they look good.
They score the ball so quick.
It's just a great quarterback. It's also my midseason MVP. NFC is tougher, man. But
I'm saying who you got in the championship game in the AFC though? It would be KC.
So Pat and let's say Buffalo. And then the NFC, I'll say San Francisco and Minnesota, man. I don't want it, but that's what it looks like.
Because I see three teams from the NFC East making the playoffs this year. I think it's going to be San Fran.
Making the playoffs?
Yes. Either the Redskins or the Giants are going to make the playoffs. And watch what I take.
But so you see Dallas, the Redskins, and Philly, or Dallas, the Giants, and Philly?
Yeah.
Because I feel like Dallas might be the odd team out.
Nah, we're at least the best best wild card team. At worst. But we get to play, we really control our destiny because we play Philly, we play the Giants. Yeah, we play everybody again.
I like what I see about the Giants, though. They look like a good young team and shit.
Until this week, it was like you had one of them games. This week was one of them games. And the problem with them is they always somehow figure out how to tear all the tread off of Saquon. But Daniel Jones is playing ball this year. I ain't gonna lie to you. When
they
run first, they'll run first team, and they know
and
it.
They got and play good defense.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. My problem with the other teams in the East, outside of Philly, because Philly, they look real good. In the games that I've seen, like I feel like Dallas has this team that could pin their ears back, like you said, when they up, but they won't run. They got two of the best running backs in the NFC and won't run them both. I would be running the ball 40 times a fucking game, and Dak would only be throwing play action.
Can I tell you the lie that everybody is trying to tell in the NFL about my football team this year? Is that Tony Pollard is a great back by itself?
I mean, Zeke is hurt and he looked good.
Tony Pollard is nice. Tony Pollard don't pass block. Tony Pollard can't against the line. That's not his deal. Get open in the flat, run your lights out, find a hole, going up the field, great movement, left and lateral movement, and then getting up the field. He's faster than Zeke, and he's got more finesse moves than Zeke. You need both.
Yeah.
You need both. And Green Bay game is what happens when you don't have both.
I'm telling you, if they run the ball 40 times a game, they'd be good. Make sure you show Bills and Lions on Thanksgiving. Who you got?
Bills. By a lot.
By a lot.
Bills by a lot.
Patriots, Vikings.
Vikings on a pissed off Vikings after getting embarrassed last week.
This is Cowboys, Giants.
I'll take Cowboys. We won't cover the spread.
Okay. I'm agree with you on every game. I think Giants by 3. Giants by 3. Close game. Hard fought. Giants. Who is your mid-season MVP so far?
Probably the Bills quarterback.
I'm gonna go Patty. Mid-season defensive player of the year.
Come on, man. Michael Parsons.
Yeah.
That's our guy.
Yeah. Defensive surprise this year.
Our defense in general.
Okay.
Very
surprised. Justin Houston second in the league in sacks. And then the other two leaders in sacks are 2 former Ravens, which we don't want to talk about that. Biggest disappointment, individual player.
Disappointing player, probably Brady. He's finally gotten old.
That's a good one. I was going to go Jonathan Taylor, man. I thought he was going to have a hell of a year, man. Very, very disappointed in that. Biggest disappointment team. We might be on the same. We might be simpatico here.
I mean, it had to be Tampa, right?
I thought LA, the Rams, was going to do best.
No. Yeah, I'm with you though. Yeah, I thought LA was going to be different, and they weren't. I thought LA, but this is what happens when you try, like. You watch, and if you watch Philly, it's what they're trying to. It's the blueprint they're trying to follow. It's like, let me keep going. San Francisco's doing the same thing. Let me go keep getting these players that are good, that are great players. You know what I'm saying? And they're known for being. Let's go ahead and buy this team. I'm gonna have to blow it up. It's not going to sustain. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys will be gone next year. But I got a couple players that are really good. I got an old school quarterback that just was in a bad system his whole life, and now there's, finding a new resurgence. Let's go ahead and put all these players around him and go for it.
I fucked up. My NFC team, San Fran is who I think coming out of the NFC. So
I thought that's what you said.
I thought I was like Philly or Minnesota.
You said Minnesota and San Fran.
Oh, okay. I thought somebody said Philly. Yeah. No, San Francisco, and shout out to the Pits, man. God damn, they look good. They got a game manager as a quarterback, and that's all you need. And then they got this. They look good, man. They look good. They look good. Hey, man.
That's probably it. I honestly think if we play like we played this week, it'll be us and them at the end. In the NFC Championship.
Yeah. I ain't mad at you. Homer J. You didn't get it.
No.
But
it's not my home. This is my favorite team. It's not my home team.
Where I'm from, if that's your favorite
team, I feel like y'all know. I feel like y'all niggas is moving in the right direction, and I'm not supposed to say this because he's black. But sitting there watching, they ask Lamar Jackson to do a lot.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, Lamar do something, and I'll be like, what are you doing, nigga? Like, every once in a while, I don't know if it's like he hold the ball.
Hold the ball too long.
It be like end of the quarter, he
missing wide open people.
Mind you,
taking bad sacks.
For the rest of the game, he's wearing 53 men like a backpack. Pause. He's carrying this team, but then it'd be 1 or 2 plays.
Very inconsistent.
I ain't gonna say very inconsistent. Just 1 or 2 plays. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's inconsistent enough to notice. It sounds because everybody I've seen your boy in Buffalo like, what the fuck was that? But Lamar's like, damn, yo, what the, run or throw the ball away.
The one thing, and they call the NFL a copycat league, right? The one thing I see all the time in the NFL is that if something works, they're going to overdo it. Be it us and maybe our receivers are having a good game, they're going to pass the ball 72 times. You know what's going to happen when you keep passing the ball, especially when you got them 2 good running backs? You know what's going to happen when you keep passing the ball? Pick going to get thrown.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. You can't overdo it in this league. And I think keeping it simple sometimes is whoever is able to kind of just be them and have an identity and consistently do what it is they're supposed to do from week to week is going to be the team that wins the Super Bowl. And I got a feeling this season.
Captain Obvious.
It's not going to be.
Go ahead. No, I'm sorry. Let's finish your thought. Apologies.
No. I'm guessing you're asking what I was about to say, but I think I know who my favorite to win that thing this year would be.
Is
KC.
San Fran sound like a good Super Bowl. Hey man, let me ask you this: what you most thankful for this Thanksgiving, G?
The opportunity for growth, right? So, new beginnings here. Black wrestling, something else. There's another project I'm working on, kind of under the wraps. The opportunity to kind of keep creating content and just being able to kind of connect with folks moving forward next year and kind of focusing on growth, getting better, getting bigger.
I would say I'm thankful for, man, life, man.
Mm-hmm.
I need to start taking care of my health so that I can prolong this life.
Same.
But life, man. As far as the sports and shit, man, I think that does it, man. I mean, wait, where can people find you, nigga?
At Black Wrestling every single Thursday night.
The best wrestling podcast there is, black or white.
Hands up, hands down.
Whatever colors. Yeah, Martians, all of that.
Fair enough. Got the Martian niggas. At something else every Wednesday, you know what I'm saying? 11:11 on the Black Wrestling YouTube feed.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we're here every Friday, you know what I'm saying, live. And then every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday?
Every Tuesday on the Where's Buffy YouTube feed, wherever you get podcasts. But me personally, I am IlFam790, social media choice, the AKA the Aunt Addison of podcast, the Captain Broadbound, Blue Diamond, Phillips, Sticky, the Dragons, Debo, Cheeto, Santana, Pod Sham, Pod Guy's favorite podcast, the Potty Piper Mid Podcast, Chew Bubble Gum, and I'm all out of dentine. Ice, the Senior Love Daddy at WFAM, where family always matters, and my tag team partner.
Before I get into myself, I love getting to myself. Where's Buffy.com? Where's Buffy.com? Where's Buffy.com? At Where's Buffy on Twitter, at Where's Buffy on Instagram, Where's Buffy and Where's Buffy topic podcast topic discussion group on Facebook. Where's Buffy.com? If you didn't hear me the first time, listen, I am Fat Boy Diz, Fatboy_Diz on Twitter and Instagram. Dizzy from Be More, Diz Days Journal, the most finger waviest. It's not the journal, it's the shit. It's not the journal, it's the penis. Got a cock ram. If the glove don't fit, I will not hit. I'm not a normal nigga. I smoke cigars. I use rubbers. And I'm going to eat like a fucking pig on Thanksgiving. I know this is airing later, but I'm going to kill it.
Yeah, hey, look, yesterday we got busy.
Yeah, we got busy. Shout out to Cal.
Yep.
Shout out to Kill. Cal and Kill. One to Twins Unite. Shout out to
which one is the bucket of water? Keep going.
I don't know, but I hated them niggas, yo. Shout out to Beef and Broccoli Balboa.
Yeah.
And shout out to Math. I don't know if he's gonna ever do a show again. Damn. Shout out to the Warriors.
Yo, you already know, man. That being said, when they ask us who we are, there's only one thing we can tell them.
We don't talk. We do what we do.